Welcome back to That's the Way the Cookie Crumbles recipe segment. We're here at the lovely Kitchen Table Studios. Kennard's running around here somewhere as my helper to make sure that people know what kind of equipment we've got here that they can help them at home cook better and make the food taste better. We're doing a little healthy, non-healthy item here today. This is roasted Brussels sprouts, which they've been hot for a couple of years now, with sausage and garlic. Now, I hate to tell you, I was going to get jalapeno sausage. This is country pleasing sausage, it's very good. I got pineapple. I don't think it's going to matter. It may even be a whole new genre of taste buds for us, but we're going to use that for our recipe today. It calls for 2 to 3 pounds of Brussels sprouts. I've got 2 pounds here, and that looks like enough. Tyler's helped me prep these. You want to cut the ends off and then split them. That'll help it cook a little bit quicker. If you don't, they will take a while to cook and may burn the edges a little bit, so we don't want to do that at all. So next we're going to do the pound of sausage. Now let me just put a disclaimer in here. The recipe that I found here calls for like a 1/4 cup of sausage. I don't think so. I'm going to make this a little more meatier for us. We're going to slice these up. I'm going to show you a couple of ways. You can see that pineapple looks like some type of pepper in there with it. I'm not sure.
Jalapeno and pineapple.
Jalapeno and, well, I did get the right thing. You know what happens when you turn 40 like me? You can't see anymore. So, but that's okay. I'll take 40. Somebody's laughing in the background. I don't know if that's somebody's telling a joke back there. Well, that looks good. I'm tempted to reach across there and I'm thinking on this one, so what I want to do here is going to kind of go half, come down. That way we'll make these a little more bite size. These are not. So this, you know, if you don't want to spend a lot of money on it, then just use a little bit of sausage. Truth be told, the recipe calls for ham, but I just think with the sausages nowadays like this, with the jalapeno and the pineapple, I mean, really, why not? And remember, you can cut them smaller. We're going to kind of make this vegetable dish into almost like an entree. Now, my wife wouldn't like me making the sausage so large, but I like a lot of meat, and so that's where we're going with this. Now we're going to do 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Mix that in. Then we're going to go with 1 tablespoon of olive oil. We've got Shoreline, which is available here at Kitchen Table. It's beautiful. Alright, that's lovely. Then salt, teaspoon. Actually a half. This is a pepper. So we're putting some pepper. And then here's salt. S for salt. So we want about a half a tablespoon, so you kind of just judge that. You can use Morton salt or table salt or whatever, or sea salt, whatever you want to do. I think I missed the garlic. Look on that recipe and see about the garlic for me. So we'll mix this right now.
2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons. So we gotta. I knew we had to have garlic. So excuse me, everybody at home. But you want to get that mixed up real well. Then we're going to put our garlic in there. 2 tablespoons, which is going to give it a nice. Garlic is so versatile. Garlic and onions really are necessities to cook with. You have to have them. They bring out a lot of different flavors. And you get your olive oil in there. Then of course salt and pepper. Essential. Now, so we're going to use
Stove.
This is a stove.
Yep.
So it's from France.
It is.
So this is a beautiful. This is not glass. I guess it's like cast iron.
Enamel
Almost.
coated cast iron, similar to liquor say.
Enamel coated cast iron. It's heavy. Almost kind of like a Dutch oven style. What we're kind of doing, which is actually what the recipe called for. So he was right on target, of course, and that's why you use somebody like this to get your cooking supplies and not me. I'll just grab anything and go with it. I try to read the recipe. And look at this. So this is duck fat. Some of you may use it. It's a first for me. I'll have to admit. I'll tell you the truth every time I'm here. I won't lie. It's from the Cornhusker Kitchens. So you Cornhusker fans, there you go. Oh, look at that too, how it sprays. Beautiful. All right, so I think that'll be enough. Look, if this doesn't come out, we're calling the Cornhuskers. This is going to be their fault. Let's just see how, hopefully we get it all in. I think so. Now, I've eaten a lot of, my wife cooks a lot of Brussels sprouts. So, usually they're laid out flat, or usually she sautés them on the stove. This calls to go in the oven at 375 for 30 minutes. And when it comes out, we're going to sprinkle with Parmesan. We're going to see if that's a long enough time. Maybe they need to be par cooked a little bit on the sauteed, but
You could spray more on top.
of the duck fat. Okay, Kenneth says to put a little more duck fat on there. I'm all for the duck fat, baby. All right, we're going in the oven, and we're sharing. Whoo! It's smelling good in there. Remember, when you pull that thing out, make sure you got hot pads on, or gloves, because it's going to be hot. It's cast iron. So we're going to wait. In 30 minutes, we'll pull that out, and we're going to see what happens. Hopefully, with the duck fat on top, that's probably going to do the trick for us. And we'll have a good, healthy meal with a little sausage fat and a little duck fat in there. We want these Brussels sprouts tender, so you know what? Like I said, my wife likes to saute these first and then put them in the oven. And I'm going to tell you, I think we need to amend the recipe. Saute them for about 10 minutes on top of the stovetop in the pan, because you've got this almost like this stove. This is a beautiful, it's almost like a Dutch oven, but you can put the top on it. I'm going to put the top on it. That's going to create some steam, and that's probably going to help with the Brussels sprouts. The sausage is really done. Of course, sausage is really ready to go. You can eat it right out of the pack. But I'm going to put the top on it, and hopefully it fits in there, and I'm going to put back in for about 10 more minutes, and I think we're going to be done with that. So it took a little bit longer than my anticipation time, but we're going to try that and see. I just picked it up with my bare hands. Remember, when you pull that thing out, make sure you got hot pads on, or gloves, because it's going to be hot. It's cast iron. It does fit. So I'm going to set the timer for 10 more minutes, and then I think we're going to be perfect by putting the top on there. So sometimes when you try new things, you for instance, using the phone properly, when you try new things, you have to make some changes. So that's what we're going to do here as we move through these shows. But I think the food's going to come out great for you, and I'll do the experimenting. We'll refine it, and you go back and cook for your family, and you'll be a hero. We put the top on the Staub Dutch oven, I'm calling it, to kind of get the Brussels sprouts a little more cooked. Like I said, I advise to saute them maybe 10-12 minutes before we start the process. We didn't do that. This is a new recipe for me, but it looks really good now. So I put the top on. Like I said, that really got the moisture in there, and they're perfect. And that pineapple jalapeno sausage, you could put parsley in there with that, and it wouldn't matter. Just cook parsley with that sausage. It's so good. But those things are fantastic. So we come back. Let's not forget, everybody needs a little cheese. So we're going to go with 4 tablespoons. And you can do more or less if you want of the real parm, not the powder. All right. So roasted Brussels sprouts. I'm against Brussels sprouts as a child, but my mother cooked them and nobody did anything to them back in the old days, just boiled them. And the smell would drive you down the street for another hour out playing. But these are fantastic. So it's got the roasted Brussels sprouts with the sausage and garlic. And really, not just a side dish, but as much sausage, we put a pound in there. This is an entree. That's enough for a meal with a salad and you're done. And it's pretty healthy. The sausage, you know, you can use something else if you want. It calls for ham or no meat at all. Maybe put onion in there, but again, beautiful. I can't wait to dig in.